Calvin has a task. Calvin has forewarned me of what this task will be, and I'm gonna find out, I guess. I don't know what it is yet.
Yes, you do.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it.
Okay, yeah. So your task is, of course, to make the balls go up and then back down instead of teleporting back to the bottom.
When I first started this, Calvin showed me a little bit. Yeah, I have to recap really quick. It'll be easy. I'm just gonna hit play. Calvin showed me how to move some stuff around in Unity, and this is what has resulted in that. Is there's these two different balls. One goes really fast, one goes really slow, and then when they reach to a value point of 10, they go all the way back to 0, which is their starting location, and then they continue. So that's where I had that at. So we have these balls. They go up. They spot back down.
Yeah,
See?
I
That was a quick recap.
No. I realized that is that as soon as you have the stream on, I get very kind of grumpy. Because it's like I like teaching you how to do this and I like interacting with you, but the second you turn the camera on, you're like entertaining these people.
There's people paying attention.
I know, and I have no time for that.
No time. I'm sorry.
No deal. We'll figure something out. All right. So, do you remember anything that I was telling you earlier?
You told me that what you want me to have happen is you want me to make it so that the balls reach the 10 spot, and then instead of clicking right back to resetting at the bottom, you want it to actually go back from the top all the way down to the bottom, like this.
Bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay, so. And
what did you mean?
I said you're going to do it with a Boolean.
Right. Which is in like a true or falsy search.
Okay.
Yes.
So the thing that I haven't gone over that you don't need to know it to do this, but it will be helpful, is that you can declare variables out here.
Right. Outside of the.
Right.
So what is wa?
It's just a name.
What is this bool for?
Talking about it.
Okay.
You can declare variables out here, and you could declare variables in here.
Right. What's the difference?
Right.
Wa2.
So.
That was him saving. That's why everything jittered.
So the idea is that this happens every frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every frame you declare wa2, which means it equals false. It is nothing. Actually, it's brand new.
It equals false. I thought they'd. Oh wait, do they on default equal false? Right.
In C#. In Unity.
Okay.
So every frame, wa2 is created.
They full on created instead of calling it. It's actually.
But wa over here.
Constant.
That's not constant. That's a term for something else.
Oh.
What it means is that it is.
It's created once when the program.
You can't try to bite my feet.
Star. Oh. Hey. Star.
Let's go play this game. I got a squirt gun.
Star. Be good. You want to come up here?
She demands attention.
He's too close to me, and she gets jealous. Come here, Star.
Yeah. Oh, I turned her off for the whole thing.
Spray her in the face? She's standing there.
She's coming to bite me. She looks at me and she goes down at my feet. Yeah, I did. She has actually bitten me before. I'm not just crazy.
She doesn't bite hard.
That makes it okay.
That makes you sound like a crazy cat lady.
So.
Okay. This is really white. Is there a way to change this to not be so white? Options. Whoa.
There you go.
That's dark.
What do you want?
No.
You don't want Oblivion?
That sounds really dark.
I think that's the one I was using.
Nightshade. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Happy?
I like those colors. Those are all pretty colors. I like this.
So, do you understand why I was telling you this? Stop reading your chat. Look over here. Look at this. You understand what I'm trying to tell you there?
I don't know. Hold on. Maybe. So the Boolean that you've set at the top. Okay, so here's the deal, Calvin. All right?
Yeah.
You have explained to me what happens when I put something under void start. You've explained to me what happens if I put something under void update, but I don't actually know anything about this part above there.
That's outside. That's a part of this class.
That is
The whatever you want
okay.
class that you created when you made that.
Okay. What does it do?
What do you mean? What does it do? It doesn't do anything.
Well, okay, so that's just you slurp information in there, and it just chills.
Terminology's bad.
Slurp is not a real terminology.
It doesn't even. No, that was the part I was okay with.
Oh, okay.
Information in there. No, none of those things. You just wrote some variables down. You just wrote some variables down that are part of the whatever you want class.
Okay. It's
That's it.
part of a thing, but it's not part of the initialization. It's not called once per frame.
No, not part of those.
Okay.
Those are part of the whatever you want class the same way the variables are.
What? Star.
What is
What
wrong
is
with
she
your cat?
doing?
She's trying to get closer to a barrier between you and I.
Star. Okay.
What you know when you want more drag
What are you doing? She's 17 and a little bit crazy. Hurrying like crazy too. Calvin,
Yeah.
I can code one-handed. All right. So classes are boxes, but okay, there are so many boxes. Brackets are also kind of like boxes. So are strings. How many different kinds of boxes are
Okay,
there?
no. Everything's containers within containers all the way down.
Okay.
Turtles all the way down.
Turtles.
So.
And now there's a lovely car chirping outside.
Containers within containers.
Okay.
Forever.
So the class is the first container.
Yeah. It's contained in other stuff.
You're going to see
You
this
just
confused
can't
face an awful
it.
lot. Okay.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Don't need to stop asking questions about things you don't need to know.
Okay. I'm just not sure. Well, I was just trying to figure out because you've kind of explained to me what the update does and the start does. I just didn't know what things there did.
They don't do anything.
When you call the script, do those things run? Does it actually like check through them?
No.
It's like, hey, can you do these things?
No, they're just variables.
They're just there.
You're declaring them.
Okay. So that's like kind of
Nothing happens in order outside of these. These are in order. I'll use them. These update. This happens in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? This one happens in order. It goes down from this to that. These don't happen in any order.
Okay.
They don't happen. And start doesn't happen before update. It doesn't. I mean, start does happen before update, technically. But these are just functions, and you can write more of them.
I could do void something. What is void function?
You're going to do functions next, but you don't need to know them right now.
Okay. For
Variables
this
on the
task,
outside.
I just need to know that I can put variables. I can declare a variable inside of a thing or not.
Right.
And
it will initialize either in here or when you first make the script exist.
Okay. So when I first make the script exist, these things happen. They define themselves. And then they don't, whoa, that's falling off my lap. Then they don't update during the run, like,
right.
Don't stare at me like I don't know what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just saying you're just trying to figure something out that doesn't need figuring.
Okay.
That's what it is. I've told you all you need to know for this.
All
Boolean
right.
outside does not continuously declare. It has been declared once, it's gone. You can put more values into it, and every time you go to the update, that value is going to stay at whatever it last
Okay.
was. This one makes a new Boolean every single time. That's all you
Okay.
need to know. Nothing else.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I need to, with this small piece of information that I have, being all of the information that I have, figure out how to make these two balls that are inside Unity here.
Okay.
Figure out how to make those go up and then back down again. I need to delete these though because those are just examples, right? So
Now,
far.
remember what I told you also is that you're going to need one Boolean, right?
Wait,
And that should be keeping track of whether you are going up or down, true or false, up or down. That make sense?
yes, I just don't know how to check if something is going up versus down.
Yeah, you're going to tell it whether it's going.
Huh? Okay, so this lesson is probably going to be mostly me staring at the screen and frowning and trying things and failing just to win.
So
Okay,
let's start
so
off with going over what you already know, what you already have.
what I already have
Is you have it going,
is,
and I'm going to tell you just so you
oh,
get, so we can get to the
go
point
ahead.
of you going forward quickly as possible. What you are already doing is making the ball go up. No problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just need another one that makes the ball go down. So before you do anything else, one other thing. We're going to copy and paste out that section. So we have
Okay.
two of them, right? And this one, we're going to toggle off.
Huh? Oh, you just commented it out.
Yep.
Toggling off is just auto comments.
Toggle comments.
Oh.
Toggle comments. Very nice feature. So
So
now that you've got that saved, go ahead and mess with this one.
I can ruin this without ruining my
Make
code.
this one go down and teleport back to the top. So the opposite of what it was doing. Can you figure that out?
Yeah, that shouldn't be right.
Go for it.
You just want it to start at the top and go down.
Yep. I'm gonna help you.
Wait, I have one question.
One other thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna help you out.
I don't. Yeah, that was exactly it. It's like if you're not starting at the very top.
That's what you.
Thank you.
No, sorry.
I was gonna say I can't have it start there because I don't have it default stuff. Oh, hello, Stephen 421. Oh, were you the watercolor guy?
I don't know
Dude.
if it was actually watercolor.
Well, it looks like watercolor. Whatever your art, whatever you did, that was awesome. Like, seriously, super duper cool. I am learning to program live in front of lots of people. All right. Okay, so it shouldn't be hard at all. Just needs to switch to if game object is less than 10, which is its starting spot. Or no, if it needs to be greater than or equal to 10. If game greater than or equal to vector potato transform position. Potato dot y plus equals speed transform position equals potato. Else transform position spot. Okay, so spot will bring it back up to the 10 there. Speed is how fast it's actually going. I'm not seeing. Do I just do a minus here? I'm not actually sure what is telling it to go up anymore. It's been a couple days. Is it
Think
the
about it. What do you think?
transform position?
Try some things and see what happens. Try to figure it out. You can make a real best guess.
Okay.
There you go.
The vector is potato, and it's supposed to equal the transform position. And then I just don't remember what the dot y equals.
So,
But I'll figure it out. I'm gonna try saving this and see what happens.
well, let's try. Okay, so what is potato?
Potato is the transform position.
No, potato is a vector 3. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Potato, that's what potato is. You're assigning it to the current object's position.
Right, a vector. That's basically saying position. It's a
X, Y, and Z.
position
Yeah.
thing. X, Y, and Z, and that is pulling that from the transform position.
All right, then what are you doing to potato?
And then potato, I am dot y-ing it.
Which
I don't
is-
know what that is.
A vector contains an X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
That's its position in 3-dimensional.
So I'm just saying just refer to the y part.
Right, which
That's
is
what
its
that
up
means.
and down.
Okay, because that's the same thing that I'm doing here. Referring to just the y part.
Do you know vectors? Do you understand what a vector is?
Kind of. Yeah, it's a 3D point in space. Sort
Okay.
of.
But
Right?
do you understand what the X, Y, and Z components are? Very easy.
One goes this way, one goes this way, one goes this way.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember which is which, but obviously y is this one.
Yes. So all you need to know.
I'm sure I'll get used to it. What is potato?
All right.
Okay.
So then what happens?
So equal or minus equals speed.
Right. So you're taking.
But I'm not like speed. Is that actually changing its place in space?
Okay. So what? Remember the minus equals or the plus equals. A specific thing. You remember what that's doing?
Maybe not. I sort of remembered, but then you've shown me plus in other places.
Exactly the same as that. Two lines are equal.
But speed is a float. Public float speed.
So is Y.
What does that do, though?
It doesn't do. Speed doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so I'm not.
It's a number.
Ready. Here's what has happened. Since we did this on the first day, which is only 4 days ago, memory of a goldfish. I can no longer see inside of this original code that I wrote what is actually making the ball move.
Why not?
Because the speed is only setting a speed in my head.
No,
How I'm seeing
no,
it.
it's a label.
So
It could
right,
be anything. It could
that's
be
why
walnut.
I'm trying to talk
Don't
to
think
you.
about it as
Right.
what the word means.
Well,
It's just a key
it's
to
a
help you
float.
figure things out.
It's a float.
It's a float
And that float has been assigned a number
by you in the
by
inspector.
me in Unity.
You
When
don't
I
need to
go
back.
here, it's somewhere.
Yep.
Where is
Yep.
sphere?
Yeah, that's not gonna help.
Here.
Yep. All
Right?
you know is it's a number.
So it's a number. It's a number. I don't see what's actually saying anything move. That's what I'm saying. I don't see any kind of move command.
This is it. That's
But
right,
I'm not
there.
telling it to move.
Well, yes, you are. You're
Where?
saying
Where am I saying move?
value of y
Yeah.
minus equals the speed. Y is your position in space. Let's say you're starting out at 10.
Oh, okay. See, I know.
So
I
now
get
you're
it.
subtracting speed.
Right. It's like math. I'm basically mathing it. Whatever the speed is, basically, the bigger the number, the more space I'd be moving. Is really how that's working. Okay.
Right.
Oh
Things
my
don't really
God.
actually move. They just teleport from.
I love how much of this is just lack of the ability to communicate properly between you and I. Nerd.
Okay.
No, I'm just not good at expressing what I'm actually having trouble understanding.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So then this should work. This thing that I was gonna try before should that should be the thing that works. See if it actually does. Oh, we gotta run this and see if things go down instead of Oh,
Happened.
they're freaking out.
Yeah.
I left something out, I think. Okay. I'm gonna look at that again. What did I tell it
Step
to
through
do?
every single piece.
Okay. What did I do? All right, the vector potato, transform position. All right, so
No.
if
Every
game
piece.
object transform position y is equal to or less than 10.
Nope. That's a
That's
greater
the
than.
wrong.
Or equal to.
That's yeah. Hold on. Equal to or less than. Oops. Less than or equal to? I don't think. Than or equal to 10. So was that my only mistake? Test that real quick.
Save it.
Yes. See if I didn't make it freak out this time. Oh, they're. Whoa. Where'd they go? Did I forget to tell them that they had to actually stop? But they're gone. I just vroom.
You're way down there. One of them's way down there because it's very fast.
I lost my balls.
Okay, great.
I had to say it. All right.
So what are you doing?
I have to
Game
stop
object
it.
transform
Yeah.
position is
No, it's-
less than or equal to 10. Has it ever been 10? It's going down.
It starts at 10. So
No, it doesn't. And that's great. So it's always going to be less than or equal to 10.
Is there a way to say but?
Do you think about where the position of the object is and what you want to ask?
It's starting at
When
10.
do you want it to teleport back to the top? So you gotta think about these, like, what is the logic that you're trying to accomplish?
Mm-hmm. Right.
When this condition,
All right.
do this. Otherwise, do that.
If the sphere in its y position is less than 10, but see, it doesn't stop at 0. So that means I need a whole other if-else statement.
There you go. One statement. Other way around. Yeah, sorry, I'm totally like mega root. That's true. I'm not.
He likes to throw me right into the fire.
I'm not a nice man.
It's good. I appreciate it because this way of thinking, this portion of programming is the part that I really want to learn. So if I just had everything just handed to me, I wouldn't be learning the things that would be really useful to me. He's also, I'm totally sure he's getting a huge kick out of this.
Oh,
No? Am I driving you crazy?
yes.
Sorry.
Not too crazy. Kind of like.
I've never had to think like this before.
It's the streaming that's driving me crazy.
It's your guys' fault. That's what he's saying. He's gonna send you all poop in the mail.
Helping you,
It's helping me do it every day, and it makes me feel good about everything because I'm encouraging people and things. No. Okay. I'm starting there. Okay. I know what I need to do. This is greater than 0. Bam. Maybe bam. Possible bam. With a few question marks. Stop. Start again. Yay! I did it.
Okay.
That part of my brain is not retarded that much.
So it loops around, going down now?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to your code.
Okay.
All right. So now, what you want to do, basically, is do both of these, right?
But they have to ignore each other for a good period of time before they hit one another. Right? I mean, that's the challenge, is that this statement here that I should probably uncomment out now. This statement here
Just
goes
sit,
one direction, the
sit
statement
and
here
think
goes the
about it.
other. How? Oh, man. Okay, so how do I make it so that while it's going down, it keeps going down? And while it's going up, it keeps going up.
Would you?
I know it has something to do with having a boolean on the outside. But what? I'm not sure yet.
And chat, please don't help her too much.
So far they're just talking very deeply about, how humans learn differently and stuff like that.
Yeah. Don't give her hints and stuff because this will be like I think this is a good part of it. It's trying to trying to process this inside your own.
It's interesting to me that I've basically like this tiny little piece of programming stuff. Tiniest little piece. And there's already these like huge like things that I have to do in my brain to figure out how to use them. Kind of neat. It's figure this out. Okay. Problem is basically if you use both of these functions, I'm just gonna talk because I'm trying to figure this out. Use both of these functions. When it's greater than 10, it's going to be trying to move up. And when it's less than 10, it's going to try to move up. And when it's greater than 0, it's going to try to move down. Which means it's basically just going to be jittering back and forth on its starting location, which at the moment is both the very bottom and the very top. I'm probably going to have to delete this little piece of code Calvin put here to start me off easily. Can you name an if statement?
What?
Can I name an if statement?
What was that? What do you mean by that? What do you want to name it?
Charlie.
Why would you want to do that?
I could be like, if this dude's happy, just let him be happy for a little while.
So,
I don't know.
so the thing that you need.
Oh.
Yeah, don't help her. Don't help her. What you need is to realize is that, like, I'm gonna give you a piece of information, and you're gonna have to figure out how to use it. So this is something you know. You're just.
What do I know?
And do stuff like this. So that
If, else?
you can put if statements inside of if statements. Inside of if statements, inside of if statements.
Why did you say true?
Because it needs a boolean. That's what all this is a boolean. All if statements resolve.
So that if where you wrote true, that true part isn't part of it.
Yeah, this will always go into here. It'll never go into else.
Wait, what?
Okay. Recap.
Okay.
This statement here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a boolean statement.
All right.
Remember the difference between statements and variables and types?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I understand that this is.
This is also a boolean statement.
True. Just the word true.
Straight up true.
Okay. So this is saying if
this is true.
If this is true, do whatever it tells to do in these curly brackets.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, go to this else,
Uh-huh.
which will then happen.
Right.
So this says if it's true, go to this thing that's in the brackets,
right.
Which is saying if it's true,
which it always is. Do this. Hey, you can do that. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you with that. That's what's going to happen. I'm just writing it so that you can understand. And you can
So,
put if statements inside of if statements inside of if statements.
so if that if state, but I don't
I'm going to
understand
delete
why.
this now.
Hold on. No, I don't understand why that would do anything.
You wouldn't want to put that there. That wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just explaining that you can put if statements inside of if statements. I'm not explaining anything else.
Okay.
That's all the information you need out of that.
I don't know.
Why are you confused?
Why would you put an if statement inside of an if statement if all you can do is make another true statement?
Because you don't have to put true inside of the
Okay.
that was just to put something inside. I could have put
That
false
was
in there.
really
I could have
confusing.
put bubbles in there. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So, what am I doing? Okay. So somehow, oh my gosh, this is like some weird, crazy puzzle. I'm so confused. It's all right. I'm enjoying being confused. This is fantastic.
It's way better than Justin Bieber or whatever.
Way better than Justin Bieber. Bieber?
I don't have any idea.
I think everybody else said it was Bieber.
Okay.
I kind of liked mispronouncing it though.
I don't care.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care either. Okay. What
I
other?
tried to show it to you in a way that you've got to really wrap your brain around it.
You're heartless, and I love you for it. It's good. You are like really throwing me under the bus, and I know that. And if I can't figure it out for long enough, you're gonna have to help me. Okay. So basically, what that would mean, if this game object into the sphere, if its y is less than 10, perform some other action.
Me.
You're not actually like, letting me think.
Okay.
I don't know if
Okay.
I can I like with the information you've given me, I should be able to solve this, right? It's just a puzzle.
Yeah.
I'm good at puzzles.
Okay.
I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but
when you have a question, ask away.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Right now, this object being told that if position of sphere is less than 10, do this action. Currently, the action that you can do is this, which adds speed, which is basically movement along the y-plane per frame. And then transform position equals potato. Calvin, can you remind me why I have vector potato equals transform position and then just a few seconds later I say transform position equals potato?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so that it basically that's saying the new potatoes, the new sphere's position, this vector, that's so that that stays in its spot that you just gave it instead of blipping back down to where it just was? Is that holding the information? It's updating basically the vector information.
Got a lot of stuff there, and some that you started to be like saying one of the right things, and then you just went off on this like crazy thing that made no sense.
Okay.
It's fine. So, what is occurring? It is. Think of it like magic buckets. All variables are magic buckets.
Okay.
A vector 3 is a variable type.
Right.
Right?
Its bucket label is potato.
Right. So you've got potato bucket and you've got transform position bucket, right?
Right. Wait. Transform position is a bucket too?
Yeah.
But I didn't give it a name.
No, Unity did.
Unity.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I bought that bucket at Walmart. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And that actually is what Unity looks at to figure out where it should render the sphere.
Right.
Okay. but it's protected.
Mm-hmm.
You can't access what's in the bucket in pieces. You have to access the whole bucket.
No, that's a sealed bucket.
Okay? So what you do is you take and you copy out what's inside of transform position in potato.
Right.
So now potato contains the same information
as the transform position, but I can do other things with it.
Right. So now you can look in that, what you're doing, a potato Y, you're looking at the Y, you take the Y out, you've taken that bucket out, and you're changing the value in that bucket.
Adding it.
You put that bucket back in the bucket, and then you say the information that's in this bucket, go back to transform.
Okay, so that is
so
what I'm
that
doing.
way, when it goes
out.
to the, when Unity goes back to the render and says, where do I render this sphere, it renders it in the new spot.
In the potato spot instead of the old spot. Okay. All right. Interesting.
It has absolutely nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish.
No, but I need to understand everything that's happening in the code in order to learn what I'm doing.
Yep.
All right.
Every time I explain it, you get
it's happening in here a little bit. My cotton candy is slowly collecting inside of this. Oh, hello, Comfy Knot. As far as I know, they don't have any problems with it. If they do, they will let me know. That's how I'm kind of standing as far as if it's okay to stream this on Twitch. It is game related to some extent, since that's my intention, is to make games eventually here. But
I've seen plenty of other people.
I've never heard of somebody getting in trouble for streaming game design stuff. Glad you're enjoying my suffering, Comfy Knot. You saved me. Oh, okay. I need to make these stupid spheres not just go up. Okay, I'm gonna look at them. I know exactly what's gonna happen actually if I hit it here. That's good. At least I know what's gonna happen. I know what's going to happen here if I click it now. So I should change something, add something, and see what happens then. First things first, I'm going to copy all of my code to here. I'm going to comment it all out. And I'm going to paste it back in so that I can't totally screw it up. And I have a place to go back. Place to go back to if I mess everything up. All right, so I have this command stuff here saying if it's greater than 0, send it down. Command here saying if it's less than 10, send it up. What I need is I need something that says, hey, going up right now, back off other piece of code. Or this whole other chunk of code that Calvin had me do was just an evil diversion, and I'm not even supposed to have the second piece. Can you at least confirm that for me?
Pretty much, you're gonna.
You know what I'm like?
There's the movement code. You're gonna leave exactly the way it is.
Both of those pieces. Okay.
That's what you want. Because that works, right?
Mm-hmm. Not in conjunction with each other.
You don't want to leave probably is the teleportation code. That's gonna mess you up, right?
The else spot stuff. Yeah, that's not needed. There is no else.
Well, there might be an else, but you don't need to put it back out at the bottom. You want it to round, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Actually, this if-else statement may actually be one single statement. I was thinking about that, but then I decided that that wasn't a good idea because I still don't have a way to transition from one to the other.
I told you some very specific things about how to graph. Told you 2 pieces of information. Feeling one is you need to use Boolean.
Yep.
And 2 is nested.
All right. So if I have a Boolean, which I have just named swap, and Boolean's function is to search if something is true or false. This is a Boolean already here. I'm still like, there's still a lot of what I'm doing that doesn't completely process in my head. Like, I have this Boolean in quotation mark, or not, in parentheses here, but then I have this thing that I have defined as a Boolean called swap.
Parentheses? Where?
This is a Boolean.
So that parentheses is part of the if statement. If evaluates that statement and either does what's in the brackets afterwards, the curly braces afterwards, or goes to else.
You told me that this was a Boolean before.
Inside of the
Right.
parentheses is a
So
Boolean.
this is like a Ronin Boolean.
It's
Free
a
roaming
variable.
Variable. This is a Boolean function.
Statement.
Statement. I don't know the
No,
terminology.
I'm telling you, that's why. Because function is something else.
Yeah.
I only correct you if you're like using something that I'm absolutely positive is somewhere else. So you don't be confused later.
Okay. Hey Bob, yeah, I started earlier today. I'm trying to figure out which one works best for me, as well as Calvin, and what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, we're working on things. I don't know.
Doing good.
Just hard work. I know it's one of those things where I'm just trying to understand the puzzle. All right. Oh, I don't want things to actually have this else bit here. Don't want them to return to any sort of spot. I don't even need anything to be defined as spot anymore, do I? Like this whole start section is useless. Okay. I don't even need to define what the vector spot is. But I'm... What am I doing?
Made a Boolean, right? Called swap.
I named it swap because I have no idea what I'm doing with it yet, so I can swap out that name later if I need to.
It's going to be true or false. Right now it's false.
Boolean is, it doesn't act on anything, so it's not like it even matters.
If statement cause that to be in it. But
right.
Actually, what you're going to want to do is evaluate that Boolean statement, right?
I don't know. Your words have no meaning to me.
All right, so.
You're also like making all kinds of noise over there, so I can't.
All right, I'm sorry.
Just wait and then come over here and talk to me. Cool. Take your time.
That's swap. What do you intend to do?
I have no idea other than the fact that I need to swap the computers, sending things going up to going down,
Right.
and then
So
back to up again.
Where do you know that you start going in the other?
At 0 and at 10.
You have a spot in code already that checking for that.
0 or 10? This is checking for 10 and this is checking for 0.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you were using that to teleport it before, right?
Teleport it?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So now instead of teleporting, you switch directions, right?
Right.
So that's probably where you want to change swap.
You mean change swap?
Your Boolean.
What am I changing it to? What do you mean?
Well, it can only be one of two things. True or false.
Right.
Probably where you change it.
But I don't even have it in here anywhere yet.
You got it up there, and I'm
Why am I
suggesting.
changing it? I don't know. Your terminology is befuddling. I apologize.
Super simple.
Okay.
What are you gonna use swap for?
I don't know yet, other than that I want to make it so that it stops paying attention to one if statement and starts paying attention to another.
Okay, how are you gonna do that?
I don't know yet. It's what I'm
How
trying
do
to
you
figure
do
out.
everything in code?
With other code.
Which kind of statements? In code.
I don't know.
What do you do?
I
How do
only
you
know
do?
how to do if-else statements, so hopefully an if-else statement.
That's correct. You're gonna use an if-else statement.
Yeah.
What do if-else statements check?
Are true or false. Boolean.
What Boolean do you think they're gonna check to switch?
The only thing that I don't
help
know
you get
how
there.
to turn off an if statement. Like, this if statement is actively searching for numbers that are smaller than 10.
All right.
I can't make that turn off.
Okay, yeah, but okay, so what happens? So object transform position, y.
Right.
Let's say that this is 5, okay? Or no, I mean, let's make it 20. There we go. We're 20.
20
Y is
is the-
20. Is 20 less than 10? No, right?
Right.
So all of the things inside of here are off. Don't get run.
Right.
You turn.
Yeah, but so I have to come up with some kind of a condition where it's off when it should be on. I don't know how to do that.
No. You can make as many if statements as you want.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you wanted to turn off this whole chunk of code,
Right.
how would you do that?
I would set the Y position above 10.
No. Like this whole chunk of code. You want to turn that whole check off. How do you do that?
I have no idea.
Okay, so how do you turn this chunk of code off?
You make the value for 10.
You use an if statement, right?
To turn that off, I would just change the if statement it's assigned to.
Right. But it gets turned off because it's inside of an if statement.
So you want me to put this inside of an entirely other if statement?
That's probably a problem if you turn it off up there, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what that if statement would be doing.
Well, it's a good start though.
No, it's not. I'm going to have an if. And then a new bracket.
To turn this off, right?
Yeah, but now I have an if statement and a new bracket. The end. Like,
Well,
I
put
don't
a
even.
bracket at the other side. Down at the bottom. Yep. After that. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Now you need a value in there. Let's just for fun use swap since you've got that set up. Right? That'll evaluate it, true. Press Control S. So it's nice and clean. Nice and neat.
Swap.
Right? Which is going to be false. Because it starts off false. So what's going to happen here?
It's not going to look for any of this stuff because it's false, and I don't even have an else statement for it, so it's not going to do anything.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen.
Nothing is going to happen. You've turned this chunk of code off. How do you turn that chunk of code on now that you?
I need to make this condition equal true.
So how do you set swap to true?
I have no idea. It's a Boolean that doesn't have any function.
Same way you're setting like a number. Like if you wanted to change speed, you would type speed equals 5, and then it would actually equal 5.
Oh, I think I know how to do this. Hold on. Okay, I see it. So, in a sense, swap is actually a switch. What I'm going to do... Oh, this is exciting. Don't interrupt me for a second while I talk about this. Okay. Oh, I was so frustrated and it just suddenly clicked. I might still be totally wrong. Calvin, you have to pay attention and listen.
I can tell you're right. Go for it.
No. Okay, so the swap is basically an on-off switch. What I need to have happen is I need to have the if statement turn the Boolean on and off, therefore accessing the two different pieces this other section is the else for the swap boolean. This is the else for this, and this. Oh my god, I'm so confused. This.
You're gonna figure it out.
Where does the bracket for this?
You always light them up. There you go.
Swap there, and then else. New brackets.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And that else.
Control save so you can get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Alec. Thank you. Glad you like our game. Can I just get a gif of that nod that Calvin just did? Calvin, you're adorable. I love you. I think that deserves me opening my soda. Beverage for coding. Okay, now I just need to figure out how to actually do that. I'm close. Woo! I'm so excited. Okay, figured it out. Oh man, I was like frowning for like hours. That's what it feels like. Okay. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who like just kind of recently popped in, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take these two spheres that I made the first day I started learning, so like 4 days ago. And I had them so that they would both start at positions and they'd go up at different speeds. And then when they'd hit the top and they'd hit a y of 10, they'd automatically reset back to 0. And then they'd go back up again. So I had these things going pew, pew, pew. And what Calvin wants me to do is to make them go up and then back down again. And back up again and back down again. And that's a lot harder than just making them go up. And I think I'm finally understanding enough about how this stuff works to make it happen. This is the very first time I'm doing all these weird inception of if statements and things. No idea what's going on. Nested statements. Oh, they're like nesting dolls. I like it. Okay. All right, code. Do things. All right, so if swap, which is the Boolean yes or no, so this is basically if swap is on, it's going to be looking for value greater than 10 or less than 10, and it's going to move the balls up. Else, which means if swap is off, going to be looking for numbers greater than 0 and moving the ball down until it reaches 0. I don't even need these else statements here because, oh wait, this is where I trigger the swap switch. I think, right? Calvin? Am I right? Don't tell me. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it and find out. Oh, okay. Okay. Else. And I can just assign a new, wait. Else, swap,
Guess yourself.
equals, but no, by putting the equal sign, it turned it from being
Just
green.
ignore it for a second. Keep going.
Equals false. Oh, okay, so there we go. All right, it just changed color and it scared me. And then I just do else swap equals true. Let's see if that works. This might not work. I have no idea what's going to happen. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I'm like all frazzled. Oh, Visual Basic. They're talking about Visual Basic. Tell them stories.
Go ahead.
I'm scared. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens.
Congratulations.
Awesome! So, okay, all right. I did it, guys. That was the thing that I'm loving about this is there's probably a bunch of different ways I could have done that,
Yeah. This is a
right?
good
I
way.
mean, like this is a simple way, but there's a bunch of ways I could have probably done this. But it's just I was using the exact same abilities that I had, making it just go up to make it go down. But I had my brains, and well, I had mostly your brains for this one. But
Well, you
the
totally figured that
use
all out yourself. Like
you were like handing me. I don't know.
no,
I got a gold star.
Figuring it out. Getting to the point where you don't understand that you can nest if statements, that's a big deal. Now you can do huge amounts of things.
So here's the question.
Yeah.
If I wanted these to start at a slow speed and incrementally gain speed, would that be a large amount of stuff that I'd have to change? How would I go about doing something like that?
Yeah, that's a good task. Yeah.
Do that. Just go.
Yeah.
I don't know how long have I been doing this for. This might be a good spot.
You totally offended me.
This is
You started
hard.
at 9, right?
My brain is like melted. Hold on, I have to.
Did you start at 9? This is a good spot to stop.
How long ago did I tweet about it? Almost an hour.
Yep. Totally excellent spot to stop.
It's only been.
Yeah, I know. Like,
That doesn't feel like it's been an hour.
that's welcome to the magic of writing code. This is how I do it all day.
I was sitting there just frustrated for like
Yep.
ever.
But you had a revelation moment. That's always fun. That will happen over and over and over again. It happens to me all the time. That is why I love doing it. Because I still get to have those moments. They just never stop.
It's just I'm really thank you for forcing me to like really figure that out, because I mean I could go and grab that line of code from anywhere and slap it in there and not fully understand it.
Yeah, but you really get it.
But to actually fully understand it, I have to claw my way up this dark, dank cave of programming, dead programmer bodies falling on me, and
Wow.
all these horrible things. Know what it's like. Calvin actually made our very first game in Visual Basic. And it was an MMO. Take that, guys. Yeah. If you want to know a little bit about that, actually, Calvin wrote up a small blurb on our website about Neverdaunt, because that's what the game was called. It never actually got fully released, partially because Visual Basic was just not good enough for an MMO.
No, that's not it.
And all kinds of things.
My ambition.
Well, not good enough for the MMO that Calvin wanted to make, maybe. Yeah.
You know what I was doing? Better idea.
All right. I have these two bouncy balls. I'm just going to peek a little more at the code to see if I can figure out how I would update the speed. Oops, I didn't want to close that. I wanted to open it. Okay, plus speed. So then if I did... Could I just...
You do anything.
Okay, Calvin, since this is doing an update each time, couldn't I just do speed plus and kind of automatically increase the speed? What happens if I do Speed equals speed plus 1 in an update.
That's gonna increase the speed very, very fast, isn't it? Because speed will go up by a whole one. Try twice.
Only if my code works. Speed equals speed plus
Funny thing about
0.01.
animation is that if you go too fast, you can't tell that it's animated. Oh, for you.
Well, yeah,
Just to let you know, so if it looks like it's broken.
I might have done it right. All right, let's save that and see what happens. So now it should increase speed. Oh, here we go. It's going to increase speed when it's going up. I could set it to decrease its speed when it's going down. I wanted to, right? Anything. Well, let's test this and see if this works first. Oh, uh-oh. If I change things in MonoDevelop while I'm running the thing in Unity, is that a problem?
Oh, it's not. As long as you save it out, it'll update it when you come back.
Okay, because I know I just remember, I'm asking because I've heard you be like, no, it's changing things in the wrong mode.
I do stuff that doesn't let me do that.
So is that like changing things in Unity directly while you're doing things? Is that kind of the problem?
No, I just do stuff that like things Unity doesn't like. So, so you can do it just fine.
Okay.
You get to it, for you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Ah! Cannot implicitly convert type double to float.
Double click on it.
Are you missing a cast?
It's saying it's online.
26 and 65.
Double click it.
Yeah, it's going out.
Right. It's saying you didn't tell it that that was a float. Remember, I was putting the little F's on things?
Where does the F go? Here?
Yeah.
Number's a float.
Yeah, because that.
But I'm not saying that this is a float.
Yeah, you should be.
I should be.
Yeah.
Why did it let me do it if I shouldn't?
Because it's a whole number.
Stupid forgiving program. All right, let's try that then.
Sometimes it's a problem. You made it look like you were making a double. No.
Thanks, Alex Calic. Alec, I can't talk.
Yeah, good.
Thanks for stopping by.
You're almost about to press play.
Here
you
we
look
go.
over at the chat.
So they should be. Oh, look! You can see they're speeding up. They're just. Oh man, the other one is just starting. Whoa. Oh yeah.
Remember I was telling you it just gonna get crazy?
I like it. It's not there yet. Oh man, look at him go! Whoosh! Whoosh! That was really fun. Okay. I totally did that. That worked. I feel good about myself. That was really awesome. Oops, whoa, I can't move that.